The forest was not what it seemed to be. Part 2. By the end of the first week, I stopped sleeping. The voices wouldn't stop. They were growing increasingly louder and nearer. By the second week, the voices had taken root in my mind, growing louder and more desperate. They felt urgent, almost as if it was a mix of a plea and a warning. I tried to reason with myself. Maybe it was some kind of natural phenomenon, echoes carried by the trees, or animals calling to one another in tones I couldn't understand. But the way they carried emotion, the way they felt human, it didn't make sense. I took my investigation to the internet. Perhaps I could find something there, but all I was greeted with was a million fictional stories, scattered throughout Reddit. There were a few creepy articles, of course, but they felt too absurd to be the truth. At the same time, I didn't even know what to believe and what not to. Maybe the articles were true after all. Fact is often stranger than fiction. Still, the voices only grew louder and I could do nothing about it. I stopped stepping outside after sunset. During the day, I would force myself to sit on the porch, watching the forest for any sign of movement, any explanation. But the woods gave me nothing. The birds sang, the wind blew, and the world seemed painfully normal under the sun's light. And yet, as night fell, it all changed. The birds stopped, the trees were awfully still, and no wind blew. The only sign of life was the eerie voices in the distance. It was the seventh night when I finally heard something distinct. Among the usual faint murmurs, one voice stood out, closer than the others, clearer. It was a woman's voice. "Help, please." My breath caught in my throat. It wasn't just a voice. It was a plea, raw and trembling. For a moment, I felt my body move instinctively, my feet nearly stepping off the porch. But I stopped myself. I wasn't going to be a victim of curiosity. I had seen enough horror movies to know that. Yet something kept tugging at me to step out.